Okay, hello and welcome to Out of Breath with Zach. And I'm going to tap go on my, unfortunately, Apple Watch. Okay, it's weird I have the countdown. 3, 2, 1. We are running! And I'm here with my guest, the incredible head writer of Late Stage Live, incredibly decorated Army veteran, just kidding, playwright, Reid Pope!
Wow, thank you. I do feel like an army vet, and I should get some awards for how many phone calls, non-recorded, I've done with you in this state.
No,
I
that's
will
why I
say.
needed you to be one of the first guests, because you and Courtney are like the biggest victims of this. And there was a phase when like this was our main time we count. Like there was like a solid like 4 month phase when like we mostly talked on the phone when I was running. Like it was
Yeah.
actually like almost exclusively this. So
And you would stop to purchase a lemon bar that was the price of a small yacht. And I would listen to that exchange happen, and I'd be like, are you talking to me or the poor service person that's selling these lemon bars?
I mean, everyone is victim to that. Like my mom has to hear that. But the running, it was like you and I actually think I invented this format with you. Like I genuinely think you were the first person, either that or my friend Hallie, but you were maybe the first person who I like FaceTimed while running, and you had to deal with how rude it is that I'm like not looking at you, phone is moving, I'm out of breath. It's rude to everyone around me.
It's like if you ever want to feel like what it feels like to be inside a maraca, that's what it feels like.
Is that what it sounds like? Well, yeah, but I do have a good mic this time. Oh my god,
no, it's much better.
By the
I
way,
can actually hear what you're saying.
Someone's gonna watch me get hit by a car while I record this podcast.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a very long lasting podcast.
No. This is gonna end with a GoFundMe.
Now I have to ask: is the sweatband decorative for the pod, or do you normally run with a sweatband?
I do not normally. Decorative is a good way of putting it. Wait. Oh, it's so funny you say decorative. The word decorative has such a charged meaning for me. In famously the 2 days that I worked at the Drew Barrymore show, one of the best, which is a story that I guess I'm sure will come up another time. But in the two days that I worked at the Drew Barrymore show, the most important phrase I heard was that basically the tapings for the show were going way too long, and there were prompters where they put scripts in, and a producer told me that the teleprompt, because Drew just like obviously gets on camera and immediately does whatever she wants and cries at a sunflower or something like that. And the best thing I ever heard was the producer said to me that the teleprompters are largely decorative.
That's so funny.
But speaking of the headband decorative, I don't like the way my hair looks when it's sweaty or when it's bouncing around. And so this just sort of like makes it like neutral.
I think it's hilarious. You look like the US Open people.
However, wait, I went to the US Open. They were not hot. Tennis players,
okay.
Do they have to be hot?
Who did you see? Because most of them look really fucked. Like, most of them look like they just crawled out of the sewer. Not in the hot way.
Djokovic is 100 years old. Oh, okay, I didn't realize that I was watching like Gary Oldman in costume.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he's so old. And then I saw some Australian guy, I think, and he took his shirt off. And I'm not kidding. I went, ugh.
I was wondering. Okay, I saw Tiafoe, who is hot and is jacked, and I was like, when he takes his shirt off, will there be abs? Because you just don't. It's hard to tell.
Do you not have to be strong to be a tennis player?
I don't know. There's a thing on the court that's like it's the healthiest sport in the world, and I'm like, how could that be possible?
I mean, obviously, like like some of the girls are hot. Like Coco is hot. I mean, not for me to say, I guess, but.
Yeah, whoa.
That would be crossing
a sweatband, all of a sudden it's just rock hard for Coco.
Yeah, I'm hot, right? Yeah, but I'm rock hard for Coco off. I'm making her, moan into the racket all night. Whatever, enough. But see, this is the issue. It's like a kid is looking at me eating a ring
I know,
pop.
you're gonna be screaming about pussy on your run.
And I'm like running. And by the way, the mic is big. The mic, like, it is not, like, I put a windshield on it because it would obviously sound insane if I didn't. And so the mic. I was
gonna say, there usually is so much wind, and I'm not hearing anything, which is huge. It's great.
This setup is I think pretty good so far. But yeah, the US Open, I was like, don't they have to be hot? And by the way, also, if I'm like a branding, but there's a reason why shut the fuck up, I'm recording the podcast. But there's a reason why a lot of I think tennis players don't have big brand deals because they're not hot.
Well, they do make so much money though, and I'm like, if you have $10 million,
By the way, of course, I have no. What I just said is completely not fact checked at all.
They actually have a ton of brand deals. I will say, I do know that. I looked at the Chiafo has like millions of dollars, even though he's like 20th in the world. But I will say, if you have millions of dollars, like pay for your shit to get done. Like we know what we're gonna do when we get millions, as we've already made our plan.
It's funny, actually, on my test episode that may or may not be released with Rachel, I would discuss HBO Abs. Will you explain for the listeners what HBO Abs are?
There's a thing that happens with comedians specifically, and I won't name names, but when they get
honestly, there's like 5 names.
True. When they get an HBO show, immediately, boom, a few months after the Deadline article, rock hard, 6 to 8 pack abs. They're on a boat in Italy and they're showing them off. And so
0% body fat.
When Zach and I in 2018 saw this phenomenon started happening, we're like, well, naturally, when we get an HBO show, we'll also just like 2 months later get HBO Abs.
It feels like contractually obligated. And by the way, this is not like, oh, they become a big star. A lot of these people are actually off
writers.
Yeah.
Behind the camera abs.
Right.
Literally, it's like HBO, all of the camera people and the gaffer and the sound, they all have rock hard abs. Meanwhile, at the US Open, Flub Central.
Right, exactly.
Flubber Central.
Casey Bloys, head of HBO. If you're listening, I'd love to do a deal with you. I'm sure he's like completely jacked, but at the US Open, I'm flaccid beyond belief.
Exactly.
Well, okay, so I am now going. This is actually a different route than I've done. So far, I've done. This is the 3rd time I've recorded, and this one I will release. I'm determined to make sure that happens. But I immediately am dropped into this language of I've been doing this podcast for 100 years. And I have a million episodes.
It feels natural because you've already done the 10,000 hours. And by the way, if you think I can see you or where you are right now, you're dead wrong.
Is it blurry?
It is the most blurry. It looks like a Jackson Pollock. No, it looks like a what's the the Sunday in the Park with George, the Surratt or whatever.
Yeah, Surratt.
Okay, cool. It looks like that. Except
hello, George. That's really fun. So you're Dot in the situation, and I'm George, I guess?
I guess so. I know. I was like, this running podcast, like, we can't possibly talk about musical theater. It's, like, so antithetical.
Wait, actually, of course we can.
Okay, perfect.
Like, Run Freedom Run. You're in town coming to New York City Center. Wait, how come there's never been a musical about running?
Oh, let's do it. Wait, because I do have to say, this is a really important, time in my life.
Wait, it is interesting there's no sport. I guess there's no musicals about sports. Is that true?
Oh, I feel like that can't be true. There has to be, like...
There's not like Babe Ruth the musical, you know?
Not like gymnastics and yeah.
Oh, I guess there is. What's it called? Have We Can It? What's it called?
Oh.
Have We Can It? Oh, Bring It On.
Bring It On. Have We Can It? Have We Can It sounds like... I don't even know.
What does that mean? Have We Can It?
Have We Can It feels like a cannery in Newfoundland, and they like it's come from away times like people canning tinned fish.
Have We Can It? Yeah.
Have We Can It?
Yeah, exactly. It costs $8 a tin at the Park Slope Food Co-op. Which I, by the way, just passed on my run.
Okay, good. Now I know where you are. It makes me feel better.
Yeah, so, I mean, this podcast, I guess, is me doxing myself. But I will say 2 things that I'm trying to figure out. 1, will this podcast be entirely about the fact that I'm doing this podcast? And 2, how do I avoid it being about running?
Well, like, I was going to say, should I not bring up the fact that I'm training for a marathon? I mean, this is just, please. One of the most boring things you could ever possibly...
I mean, don't you agree? It's like,
yeah, it's terrible.
Not only boring, but all up to you humiliating.
Oh, it's horrible. I told myself I'd never do it again, and then my lover saw the New York Marathon, quote, got inspired, and had never run more than a mile in their life, and now with training. Now I have to run 15 miles every Saturday morning, and it's like, wow, I'm like shitting my pants in Prospect Park. See, like, for what? Oh, and
it's funny how it does that to you, because it just opens you up.
If you don't think I haven't had multiple emergencies, you're wrong.
No, I have. And one time I shit my pants while going for a long run, and then it still got ice cream before I went home.
Yeah, that's the Schiffman way.
Yeah, that's the Schiffman way.
I hope you shit your pants on camera on this podcast at least once.
These are not long enough runs, so I'm not sure, but I do now wear compression shorts in case it happens, so a turd couldn't slip out.
Just in case. That's really smart. You don't want turd slip.
I know.
You want turd slip in Park Slope.
No, you do not want turd slip in Park Slope.
You don't want turd slip in Park Slope. Like Bushwick, or even like honestly like Upper East Side, like there are places where turd can slip, but not in Park Slope.
But honestly, West Side Highway, I feel like I'll just throw it in the ocean. Is that the ocean's river? Well, rivers are oceans to a degree. It's like rectangle
They're
square,
all
right?
connected. They're all connected.
Yeah. Okay, so now that we've gotten into analogies, and I'm starting to get out of breath, can you tell me something that has been taking your breath away recently?
Okay, I have two. This is an interesting. Oh, I have three, but whatever. Okay.
No, let's make it happen. All three, seriously.
Okay, great. Number one, Daniel Craig's hair on the press tour for Queer. I don't know.
Wait, why is he goth?
He looks like a damn washcloth on his head. He looks like an American Idol contestant in 2007.
He looks like he's like seen. He looks like he has a Tumblr.
He literally is seen. It's like he just like misread queer. He like scrambled the words around so it.
Well, by the way, queer can mean anything. I was saying this really. Queen can mean anything because it occurred to me that someone who's goth can be gay, and so that was the first time it happened to me. Right, but to me it was like, if you're goth, you're pan.
Right.
Which I guess, of course, being queer is being pan. But, like, I'm gay because I have been to, like, more than 10 soul cycle classes. But, like, if you are goth, you're pan.
Yeah, although if you're, like, married to the devil and you want to, like, stalk the devil or whatever, I think
or you're poly, right, if you're goth.
I guess, yeah. And because the devil is, like, God so many different things. The devil is... whatever, who you know, and the details, all that, right?
Of course. So you're obsessed with his hair?
Daniel Craig's hair has been... Okay, well, I also am just like, did you see that they asked about, like, a gay James Bond, and Luca Guadagnino was like, let's be serious. And it's like, how can anybody be serious when there's a damn mop on top of international superstar Daniel Craig's head? Like, let's be serious. You're making a movie with a scene, with an 80-year-old scene kid.
To me, I'm like, his fame is so weird. First of all, has Daniel Craig ever been a guest on a podcast? Let's figure that one out. Second of all,
oh my god, I'll look it up.
The other thing I will say though is I actually am on Luca Giggling, whatever his last name is. I'm on his side because as someone who
his close friends,
I'm on his close friends. I'm on his close friends. He's always posting whole. It's really embarrassing. No, but I mean, I would not be surprised. Yeah, of course. However.
You're on a lot of random famous gay guys' close friends.
I saw a tweet that was like, went on a first date, guy immediately added me to his close friends, and I was like, that checks out, and that's wrong.
Yeah, that's your life.
The thing is, my close friends, people, I think maybe, like, I am gay, but my close friends is always like me posting in smallest text something very specific and mean about someone and deleting it within 30 minutes.
Yeah. That's why I scramble to read. I scramble when I see that green circle.
Right, I make it very small. Or it's always like a secret ploy to sell tickets or something. Because if you close friends tickets, people buy them.
Oh, that's a really good tip.
Oh yeah, of course, because it's like it jumps up. They're going to look at it, whereas they'll skip your story.
You're on Call Me by Your Name side because what?
Oh, because as someone who has been a member of the media and flirted with that and been in a press room, people are so fucking annoying. Like I remember.
Yeah.
Like when I was at Sundance, like everyone was asking Will Sharp in this movie that he's going to be in this fall, being like, how do you feel about not being in White Lotus next season? And he was like, fine. How about this movie I'm in right now? Or when I was at the Tonys, everyone was asking Daniel Radcliffe about the new Harry Potter HBO series. And it's like, he just won a Tony from Merrily Roll Along. Shut the fuck up. Like, I know you want to ask your little question, but like, when people ask about other projects at the press tour for a current project, it's like, this is not relevant. And it's actually like offensive because it's like,
no, it's
what
rude.
answer?
It's rude.
And I just think press tours in general are like so for the service of like for the service of like, because like a real journalism profile is one thing, but like a press room, like a junket like that, it's just for the service of someone with a blog, all love. And to not be so mean, of course, immediately on this podcast.
No, it's gonna be you're running, you're allowed to be mean. Also, it's gonna be impossible.
It's always like them raising their hand, being like, "Hey, you were on my podcast in 2012. How do you feel about being a Tony winner?" And then they're like, "Good." Like I don't know.
Together.
It feels good. Yeah. Like, okay, now that I have been like slanderous of the media, what is your next one?
Okay, the next thing that took my breath away just this very morning were the photos of Barron Trump arriving at NYU.
Wait, can I say something?
Yeah.
Can I say something?
No, Zach. Wait, I'm so scared. I'm scared though. I'm wondering if we have the same. Well, no, I think yours is darker.
He kind of looks hot.
Okay, stop. I literally know. I do think he's the tallest person. And again, no need to fact check this. He's the tallest person that's ever attended that university.
People on Twitter are having the wrong reaction, I will say, because everyone on Twitter is like, he's going to meet some like non-binary anarchist. I'm like, do you know who goes to NYU?
Yeah,
Like,
that's stupid.
Like, have you heard of, like, the business school there? Like, literally the worst people in the world. Like, NYU is not just that one girl you know from Ridgewood. Like,
I will
it's a pretty
say,
big school for rich people.
I will say, I think he's gonna meet his first Jew, and I know you're like, what about he's from Florida? No, but I mean, he's gonna meet his first real Jew, and he's gonna really have to reckon with his
like someone who doesn't use their phone on Saturdays.
No, I don't mean like from
Observant.
I mean like New York, like Jewish American princess in an extreme way.
Oh, and she's gonna take his breath away. I'll tell you that much. Oh, of course.
Yeah, and then
he's gonna be the girl whose bat mitzvah theme was like Jessica's candy shop, and he's gonna like just destroy her.
Exactly. That's everybody's like non-binary. I'm like, no, he's gonna meet. I would say
the most Jersey girl of all Jersey girls.
Rachel Greenspan. Is that a person? I don't know.
It's a real person who follows both of us on Twitter.
Oh shit.
She's a very nice girl, and she is, I think, gay.
No, not that. Hannah Rosenthal. Fuck. I think I know.
By the way, it's like random Jew name generator. Of course, they all exist. It's like, imagine,
we know all of them too.
It's like if there was an AI that was like Jew name generator, we'd all be like, AI is sentient.
It's true. That's my take on that. I mean, he is wearing like a white polo and black slacks, and then like Adidas. Yeah, he just looks like he works in the Flatiron district.
I mean, he looks like Trump, but then I'm like, oh, he actually looks more like Melania.
Yeah, I think it's a solid mix. It's like one of those perfect baby blenders. Like,
yeah, that's true. Except where did like the giant gene? Like it is hilarious that he's that tall.
Wait, is Trump that tall?
I think Trump's like 6'1". Of course, political podcast immediately.
Right. Sorry, not to bring up politics. I mean, okay, fine. The last thing that's
it smells like barbecue. It smells like bonfire. See, that's the thing is, I wish this podcast could be in 40x because it smells amazing right now. Someone is like grilling in the mid.
It's Thursday at 2 p.m.
Okay, so what is your third thing?
Julia Fox's book. I read it on my phone. Don't judge me. I read it on my phone in one sitting. It's one of the most incredible pieces of writing I've ever read in my life.
I've heard this. What are the takeaways?
I mean, the biggest takeaway is like she and my therapist told me this is bad and I don't want this, but I.
Do you still have the same therapist?
Yeah, I still have the same therapist.
Wait, can I say something that is maybe a hypocrite? Did you hear that KIPP is shutting down?
Oh no! But
for context, Reid found their therapist through this therapy company, conglomerate, whatever, that Reid recommended to me that I have been going to, and then now it's shutting down. Okay, sorry, keep going.
Wow. No, that's not shocking to me, but yeah, he left anyway. But I was like, Julia Fox, like, literally is like on death's door, like has no money over and over again, and then manifests a sugar daddy that buys her an apartment in Soho and pays her rent for like years, and then she like has a book deal because she manifests it, and then she has like a gallery opening, and I was like, I need to start living my life like her, and really just like speaking into existence what I want and what I need. And I know that's so like woo-woo, but like for some reason this batshit book, which is actually incredibly written, really convinced me that it's possible.
I mean, I will say this. First of all, I do want to say this. I didn't listen to most of what you're saying because a gay guy who's someone that we know has recently become friends with just ran past me.
Wait, say that again. A gay guy that we know.
A gay guy someone we know has recently become friends with.
Okay.
Just ran past me. It's honestly, it would be impossible to figure it out, but I am doing math woman meme in my head, figuring out how I know this gay guy.
I know? Oh, you like don't know how you haven't been able to place him?
No, I have, and I can explain to you later. I actually don't know how to bleep in the software I'm using to edit the podcast, so I'm not going to go further.
I see. Okay, I'll be on the edge of my seat until the end. I feel like Julia Fox book is my most boring take back music, but I don't think that talking about it.
But I actually think what you're saying makes perfect sense and is not boring because isn't this true? I don't think Julia Fox is a bad person. However,
no, she seems amazing.
You think the people that we know that succeed are people who are like
sometimes?
Exactly. Sometimes it doesn't work, obviously, and like you roll your eyes at people who are grabby and delusional. But then there is a level of like delusional confidence where I look at some people who we know who are doing well, and I'm like, you just like have this delusional ability to like say what you want and then somehow it does happen.
It happens, yes.
Maybe it doesn't happen exactly as I would want. Like obviously, like for example, I don't think I would want Julia Fox's life. And then the people I'm talking about, this podcast is going to be entirely me like coded talking shit about people It's really not.
Isn't that what a podcast is? I worked in podcasting wait, that actually is leading into my next point. So, but that is what podcasting is. It's like saying in coded language that you either love or hate somebody, and then that person walks into the room like 3 minutes later and you completely act different.
And you're like, oh my God!
It made me have the most crazy trust issues for years because I witnessed that happen on a daily basis in the studio.
I mean, I will say this. It's funny. Like, I think you... both by working at, it's funny, I've already, of course, made a Forever Dog joke on this podcast.
Oh, good.
In my episode with Courtney, which who knows if it will be released. But the point is this, you got like a crash course. And I'm like wondering if like you are just now like either unlearning things or realizing the lessons that you were taught. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like internalized everything for 2 years, and then I've been like unlearning / being like, okay, what kind of person do I want to be based on all of that shit that I like?
Well, and I will say, by the way, the people that you worked for, I think are all good people.
No, I had a revolving door of like every type, not even like good or bad, but like every type of like famous or soon to be famous or like working in the industry person. Yes. And I was like, which one of them like made eye contact with me and treated me like a person and like remembered that. But also just like, yeah, it gave me mad trust issues, but I don't know. I mean, at this point, I'm just like, you just have to make your own stuff and try to be nice. Like that's kind of like all.
I don't know that I have trust issues. Do you think I do?
I think you. And we've talked about this. We have different types of.
I think I have control issues. Like, why do you think I'm hosting a podcast alone?
I would never forget when you were like, I can't have a co-host.
I couldn't. I would kill them. Like, if I had a co-host, I would kill my co-host. Like, it just wouldn't work. It wouldn't make sense.
Well, also, what would happen? Like, they'd be running behind you.
If it was a different podcast, I guess. Like, this podcast, right. I moved forward with this idea because I was like, this is something that I literally could only do alone.
It's a solo endeavor, yeah.
Yeah,
no, I think I and we can cut this, of course, but I think that I struggle with people thinking that I'm not funny or talented on stage, or like the actual like thing that I'm doing isn't good, and then you don't have that concern when you're on stage, but sometimes have it with like people liking you in like the social way, right?
To me, it's actually not even the social thing. You're on it. I think I have issues with people like not trusting that people are taking me seriously. Does that make sense? Like, I think that I have it being like, no, why are you not treating me with the level of seriousness and professionalism that I deserve? Like, or do I not deserve that? Of course, and that becomes that.
No, yeah, I guess I have a little bit of that too, but I just conflate it with like how well I just, like how good the content that I am doing is.
I will say that you are like the counterpoint to the thing that I say a lot about stand-up, which is like people ask me if I get nervous. And I'm like, no, because I've been performing my entire life, like since I was, it's like 4 years old. And so I'm like, it doesn't feel scary to get up on stage in front of people because it's like, well, I like this, like there are plenty of things we do in comedy that are insanely vulnerable and scary, starting this podcast, of course. But like getting up on stage, I'm like, I don't really care what you think of me because I've been in like the worst production of Your Grandma Charlie Brown you've ever seen. Like,
true, yeah.
Whereas I think you do get scared, but I think even though you have performed just as much as I have.
It's like, I don't get scared of the actual, like, standing on stage part or, like, saying things. I get scared of, like, the thing that I'm saying not being smart or funny, which is, like, part of, but then it all becomes, like, wrapped up into one. Like, I will say, like, when I'm doing things.
I'm turning around because I realized that we've been going for a while. And
oh my God, 20 minutes.
And I don't think this episode can be that long. So I'm actually going to turn around, but I'll like make an interesting route. Wait, so this is actually
no way to know where you are.
It's funny because I think
your phone is picking it up.
I think we've organically led into the next topic, which is like, what are you running from?
Yes. Okay. I will say, and this is like not even like profound, but like it is related to podcasting. I'm running from Only Murders in the Building. No hate to anyone.
Keep it going. Tell me. It's funny. I was just considering starting watching it.
Okay, so same, and then I just felt if I do that, my life will end. Like I do feel like, again, love many other people personally and as a fan on the show. Seems amazing. There's something about the branding of it, or like I don't know if it's PTSD from my podcasting experience. I personally feel like podcasting should actually never be portrayed on screen. It's not natural. It's not right.
Well, wasn't there that Amy Adams show that was really bad where she was a podcaster? Am I thinking of that one? Or was it Julia Roberts where she was a podcaster? The point is, it's bad.
Oh, Amy Adams.
I'm thinking of Sharp Objects. I'm thinking of Sharp Objects.
Oh yeah, if I remember, she was like an old timey like journalist. And by old timey, I mean just a regular,
I will say that is old timey. That job does not exist anymore.
She had a pad of paper and a pen.
But
that was so good.
But I will say, isn't Only Murders thing that like they're like they did a musical last season, they're doing a movie this season? Like, aren't they just like burning through every medium possible?
I think I did watch the pilot or like try to watch that. And again, it could be amazing. I love a lot of people involved, but I just feel
you love Selena Gomez. You're not as close as you used to be.
Exactly. And I really do respect the work that she's doing, and I wish her the best with all of her various illnesses and such.
Of course.
But I mean, you gotta give it up for her.
I do think it's impressive. It's the only show that comes out once a year. Like any other TV show is coming out every 5 years.
No, they have a machine going there that is very impressive, especially for New York-based shows, I guess, do kind of like. They're more efficient, I think.
You think so? Because we're like coffee, pizza, get the episode wrapped.
Right. Meanwhile, you go to LA, you're standing in line for hours for coffee and pulling my hair out. I said it before and I'll say it again. LA is a simulation that someone stopped building midway through. And you can't, nothing ever gets done, and everybody is one of the stupidest people alive.
Sorry to don't you think it's always funny when you see an Orthodox guy riding a city e-bike? It's like, that's not for you.
Oh my god, wait, Zach, I don't even know if this is going to translate, but you would have died. I was doing flying trapeze in the middle of this, like,
I saw that and I chose not to comment.
Yeah, it's fine. My friend from grad school had been inviting me for months, and I kept being like, yeah, maybe sometime, and finally I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it, and it was fun. But there was a garage door open, and it was in the middle of East Williamsburg, Bushwick, and an Orthodox Jewish kid pulled up to like the garage door and just stared open mouth at all of us doing trapeze for like 45 minutes.
He's like, what if I could be set free?
Literally we were like,
I'm of course screaming in Prospect Park now.
Scantily clad. What if I could be set free screaming in Prospect Park?
Yeah, of course. I'm like,
that's the metaphor, every time I run. The
metaphor is standing at my door. Yeah.
It was one of the most incredible things and Jess and I didn't know what to do. We just like kept making eye contact, and we were like, we're both seeing this, right? Like this full frum kid, like mouth wide open as like gay, scantily clad people like fly through the air.
Wait,
and then he just walked away.
Everyone's city biking right now is from. That's so weird.
What holiday
I will say, I'm not going to say it, but you know that I have a slur for from people, Orthodox people, that I learned growing up that I think my family invented, but then you Google it and it does exist. But I've never met anyone outside of my family who knows this slur for Orthodox people. And I grew up saying it. And then I like emerged into the world and people were like, what the hell are you saying? And I was like, this is a very common slur for Orthodox people. And then I found out that's not true. It's a very niche reference.
I had never heard it, but I will say that like we had this thing growing up that whenever we would drive by Jews on the street or like we would see a Jewish person in public, my uncle used to go under his breath, Jewish people. And then it evolved into just us going, do. So then every time
a true dog whistle,
like crazy. It was like we'd just be like at the mall and there's like someone wearing a yarmulke and we'd both like turn to each other and be like do, and it's like that's actually crazy and that serves no point, like no purpose.
I pulled a clip of this. I put it online. It goes viral in alt-right circles.
No, I literally was like, we're gonna get in trouble.
But here's what's funny: is it actually won't go viral in alt-right circles. It'll go viral among Jewish people. And it'll be like, look at these self-hating Jews who, you know, it'll go viral among Zionists.
Well, exactly. Everything has folded in on itself, so there's actually no like partisanship when it comes.
No, it's like alt-rights and Zionists people feel actually the same about anti-Semitism. Anyway,
okay. Amazing. We've covered everything.
We really have. Okay, so now I'm sort of coming to the part of this. You did just help. That would have been a good story for this, but I'm going to be. But I'm out of breath, as in that it's like in the title of the movie. I'm out of breath. So can you tell me a story while I catch my breath?
Is there a movie called Out of Breath?
No, I'm saying it's like when they say the title of a movie in a movie.
Oh, it's the name of your podcast. I forgot.
Yeah. Okay. My illustrious podcast that's been around for 100 episodes.
Sorry. Yeah. No, people are going to go back and listen to this episode and they're going to be like, this bitch is one of the stupidest bitches alive. How could they not know the name of the podcast? Okay, I was trying to think of like stories are so hard because like you know all of my good ones.
Stories are so hard.
It's like true. Stories. It's
and
so
isn't that true?
Isn't that true? The thing I'm trying to sort of do with my career in life.
I know.
Okay, well, this isn't. I feel like you'll appreciate this one, but I don't know if there's a. Okay, so people don't know this, probably listening. whoever is listening, but I did springboard and platform diving for that's really great soundtrack to this. I did
keep going. I'm trying to catch my breath.
I did springboard and platform diving for 12 years of my life, and one day this kid Ted, yes, he was 12 or 13, and his name was Ted, and it's so hard to tell a story when it's happening.
Tell the story.
Okay. He went up on the diving board and he was really nervous to do his dive. And he was like, oh God, I'm so nervous. And we're like, you got it, you got it. And everybody turned to watch him. And he went up and he did the first flip of his dive. And his Speedo split open right in the butt crack, in the butthole. And they literally went flying off. And he landed the dive. And then like he wouldn't get out of the pool because his Speedo ripped open. And he landed the dive perfectly. But he should have been nervous that his, canal was going to be out.
I will say, like, assless traps exist. Like, assless Speedos. I will say, I'm surprised that that's not a style on Fire Island.
Wait,
is like a Speedo with the butthole cut out. Like,
wait,
that
we could
sounds
make
like
millions.
Well, what's that comedian's boyfriend who designs like gay guy outfits? Jonathan, what's his name's boyfriend? Oh. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Wait, that comedian's boyfriend. Jonathan.
This is not real. Jonathan, he's like really jacked. His boyfriend designs gay guy clothes.
Yes.
And I'm like, that sounds like one of his designs.
Truly. Just like us, it is like just like a cut from the top of like the lower back down to the, like, not even a hole, just like a slit.
Just a slit. Like, that sounds, I'm not kidding. Honestly, if that's your lifestyle, convenient, like easy access, you don't have to pull anything down. But second of all, that sounds like promiscuous. I mean, of course, I'd be scared to like eat anything at all.
Right.
But that's also my life. It would not be good for Jewish people, of course. Don't go running and not good for Jewish people.
No, I mean, the thing is, the fact that there are gay Jews is actually so impressive.
I think that the Torah should have, like, be harsher on gay sex because it would have been a good warning because it's like, we are not, like, anatomically designed for this. And
that's
Christians
what I'm saying. It's
aren't shitting themselves.
That's exactly what I'm saying. How in the fuck are there gay Jews? Like, how? Like, it's actually so impressive. And yes, they should be harsh on it. We'll just, like, give a warning.
Gay Jews by Joshua Hartman coming soon. Okay.
This podcast has everything.
This podcast has everything. Stefan, Joshua Hartman, whatever. Okay, I'm really riding up this hill. I refuse to listen to that Kate Bush song in full, by the way. The fact that you all got rock hard for a song from Stranger Things, check yourself.
No.
That is not a way to live.
You probably have listened to it in full against your butt. Ooh, at a cafe.
I know, but I'm just like, isn't that crazy that we're all smart adults and we allowed a needle drop from Stranger Things to enter the conversation like that? Like, I thought everyone I knew was smart, and that was one of the times last year when that happened. I was like, oh, everyone I know is actually stupid, and I am not that smart. Like, Reid, I believe you are smarter than me.
It's not even smart. It's just like, I feel the same way when I see people doing like dances, like TikTok dances.
It's like, do we not have any media literacy? Like, don't you know that you should not fall into Netflix's trap with a needle drop from Stranger Things? Like, have we no media literacy?
Oh, I see. I think that it's so unclear sometimes whether people are getting into that shit as a bit or for real. And so it's like the media literacy doesn't even matter because some people are just like, oh yeah, it's popular and I'm gonna like this, like, ironically, but then it obviously is them actually just liking it for real and letting themselves.
Okay, but I actually don't think that the Kate Bush thing was ironic. Like, that to me was a moment, like, for example, there are plenty of people who did the Apple dance ironically or not, whatever. Mm-hmm. But I actually think that, or like people liking Sabrina Carpenter or Tate McRae, like, that is sometimes ironic, you know? Yeah. However, like,
oh, by the way, I fully love her for real. I love Sabrina Carpenter for real.
I hate her.
Yeah, I love her for real. Don't care.
I am like completely anti. Anyone who calls himself an Olivia Rodrigo fan needs to check it. Why do I keep saying check it? Like,
yeah, I just think that she's making more interesting music than Olivia Rodrigo right now.
I think that her face looks hard to the touch.
Oh yeah, no. The aesthetic needs to change for sure.
And I hate that she and that little short guy are so horny. Cool it, keep it to the bedroom.
Yeah, but they broke up. They broke up.
No, he commented on her Instagram the other day, I heard. I heard he commented on her Instagram. So I don't know if that's true.
I heard he commented. Wait, that actually makes me lose respect. I think I gained respect when they broke up. I just think Please, Please, Please is so fun.
Okay, one of my last takes I will put in this episode. Don't you think that Barry Keoghan and Jen Kalela are the same? Like, have you ever seen them in the same room? Am I wrong?
I'm always laughing. Wait, no, and they both ride around on little scooters.
Right, of course, they
Sorry.
ride on little scooters and they wear messenger bags. Like, have you ever seen,
That's
like,
so
I'm
funny.
sorry, Barry Kogan, when you go to Suffs and Jen Kalela is in that night, then I will, like, believe that you are separate people.
You'll look in a mirror. You'll be able to, like, look in the mirror.
Okay, Reid.
Wow, it's their parent trap. Their parent trap.
I could keep going, honestly, but let's wrap up, I guess, of course. And can you tell me a little bit about what's going on with Late Stage?
Oh my God, yes. We just shot episode 10. You can watch all of our episodes on YouTube, and we have 2 more filmed episodes, and then we have a live election live stream and a live show at the Bell House in November. So just
Bell House in November. Is that gonna be live streamed?
I believe we're gonna tape it. I don't know if it's gonna be live stream, but it'll be available.
A real episode. Okay, amazing. Well. Yes. And then you're doing a Union Hall show when?
We're doing a Union Hall show on October something. I'm going to say it right now. I'm looking it up. I want to say October 4th.
And by the way, that's my sister's birthday.
Yeah.
And I asked the poster. This is my time to say I think Late Stage is amazing. Everyone needs to watch it. It is one of the most incredible things that has come out of the Brooklyn community in so long. I'm not kidding. It is like so funny, so incisive, so incredible, like so perfect. Like everything about it is just like truly breathtaking like one of the most incredible things that I've ever seen any of my friends do. But the ugliest fucking logo I've ever seen, ugliest graphics package. And then I, by the way, have given this criticism.
We're updating it for season 2. We're updating it for season 2.
But then how come you have a Union Hall show and the poster is so damn ugly? And I texted Brandon saying,
Take it up with Brandon.
And I texted him saying, send me the information and I will make you guys a new poster for free. I saw it printed out at Union Hall and I said, this is wrong. It is so ugly. It looks like it was made in a torrented version of Microsoft Word. It is not correct.
That's the point.
Well,
That's
no.
the point.
Sorry, everything is graphics. And don't we know this from our early days?
Everything is great.
No, don't we know from our early days in comedy, the only way to succeed in comedy is to either know Premiere, audio one, or Photoshop, like
the audio one.
That's what you know. What is that? Is that what you?
Audition.
I'm the one doing a podcast right now, but and it seems that you guys do not have anyone on staff who knows how to use Photoshop. I will make you a good poster.
Okay, we got to take up it. We do, but everybody is doing too many other things, and I agree. That's so funny.
Okay, so follow Late Stage Live. Follow Reid. Follow Reid's playwriting. Follow Reid's stand up. You get the whole thing. Oh my God, I almost got hit by a car. Okay, with that, thank you, Reid. Goodbye.
Bye.